Good morning everyone. Welcome to another session on profit and loss where we are seeing niche topics. Mostly all coaching centers are catchers. Like once UPSC introduces a new format of questions in CSAT, then everybody's question papers or their materials get saturated with it. The aim of these sessions is we have done around 10 to 11 sessions. The aim of these sessions is because some topics can't be justified to be dealt with in classes. Why? Because you might not have seen them in question papers or mocks or in previous papers itself, but there is always a scope of these questions being asked, and we are dealing with such topics, those topics which are niche enough to be dealt separately but not mainstream enough to be dealt with in a class. Okay. So today, although you might be hearing this for the first time, but it is adjacent to whatever we study in profit and loss, especially the usage of multiplication factor. The topic that we see today is dishonest salesman. I know many of you get a doubt that we haven't seen such type of questions in any of the previous CSAT. Yes, I agree with that, but all the concepts that are required to master this particular series of topic is multiplication factor itself, which is anyhow important for us to solve profit and loss and percentages too. Okay. So rather than catching up, this is just an attempt to take a step forward. Okay. So as you might have seen, okay, dishonest salesman. Okay. Normally, how do purchases happen? Purchases happen when, suppose somebody produces, suppose this is an industry. Okay. Industry doesn't directly sell to mom and pop shops or near to the customers. What industry does? Industry sells to retailers, or sometimes these are also called as wholesalers, okay, or distributors, so on and so forth. From these wholesalers or distributors, it will come to normal shopkeepers, those shops which are present 2 or 3 in a street. Okay. So shopkeepers buy from wholesalers, and from shopkeepers it ultimately reaches to customers. Okay. So our whole topic is regarding this loop. Okay. Suppose a honest salesman what does he do? He buys from the wholesaler at some cost. Okay. He'll see his profit or the expenses that are required. He'll add his cost and he will sell to the consumer at some profit, so that the business is sustainable. Now, dishonest salesman comes when the shopkeeper involves in cheating. Okay. What is cheating? We'll just see that in a few seconds. Suppose, for example, take a practical example, a shopkeeper, okay, he sells 1 kg maida. Okay. First, he need to buy from the wholesaler. And he sells this to a customer. Okay. The transaction is regarding 1 kg of maida. Now, okay, he cheats. Okay, this is about dishonest shopkeeper. He cheats the wholesaler. Why do somebody cheat? because to gain unfairly. How does he cheat? Okay. He assumes, okay, or he manipulates the weighing balance, okay. He manipulates the weighing balance in such a way that, okay, if you put 1100 grams, okay, if you put 1100 grams, he tampers with the weighing balance such that if you put 1100 grams, it measures 1 kg, okay. So when he is buying from the wholesaler, what is he actually getting? Although he is paying for 1 kg or 1000 grams, although he is paying for 1000 grams, but he is getting material worth because of his tampering of the weighing balance. He is getting a material worth 1100 grams. 1100 grams. Okay. Now, so how does a shopkeeper cheat the wholesaler? By taking more quantity than what he paid for. Okay. Next, there is another side to this process. What is the other side? The shopkeeper selling to a customer. The shopkeeper selling to a customer. Now, how can he cheat the customer? I think many of you might be familiar with this. Okay. He tampers the weighing balance. He tampers the weighing balance or weight scale such a way that, okay, it measures 1000 grams or 1 kg. Okay. He tampers the weighing balance in such a way that it measures 1000 grams when the actual weight is 900 grams. That means he is selling or he is taking money that is worth 1 kg, but how much is he giving back? Okay. He is taking the money worth 1 kg, but he is giving back only 900 grams. Suppose the cost price in these three equations, okay, how much, suppose he buys at 5 rupees per kg. The shopkeeper also sells to the customer at 5 rupees per kg. Okay. Tell me generally, does the shopkeeper get a profit or not? Okay. Although the cost price is same, okay, he is getting undue benefit in terms of the amount of quantity that is being taken. From the wholesaler, he is cheating by, he is taking more than he paid. Okay. He is taking 1100 grams, but he is paying only for 1000 grams. Okay. And in the same way, he is cheating the customer. He is cheating the customer by giving him only 900 grams, but taking the entire, or he is taking the cost for 1000 grams, but he is only selling 900 grams. So, shopkeeper, wholesaler and customer. Okay. Although the cost price is same, the shopkeeper is getting profit. Okay. Now, how do we calculate this profit? One way of thinking is, okay, this is more rudimentary. Okay. How much each gram weighs. For example, for simplicity's sake, let us take, okay, 1000 grams cost 1000 rupees. Okay. 1000 grams cost 1000 rupees. Now, what is he taking from the wholesaler? From the wholesaler, what is the actual cost to the shopkeeper? Because we are finding out the profit of the shopkeeper. Okay. Find the actual cost for the shopkeeper. He is buying 1100 grams. But at a cost price of 1000 rupees only. Okay. So, for 1000 rupees, he is getting 1100 grams. So, each gram What is the cost of each gram? 10 by 11 rupees. Okay. The cost of each gram is 10 by 11 rupees. Now, he is selling to the consumer. He is selling to the customer. How much is he selling? He is selling 900 grams. He is selling 900 grams. But what is his sale price? What is his sale price? It is still, okay, it is still 1000 rupees, assuming he is selling at his cost price. Okay, he is still selling at 1000 rupees. Now, but what is his actual cost? His actual cost is 1 gram cost 10 by 11 rupees. But he is selling how much? He is selling only 900 grams. He is selling only 900 grams. So, total cost price for this 900 grams is, each gram cost for him, each gram costs 10 by 11 rupees, 10 by 11 rupees multiplied by the number of grams sold, 900. So, it is 9000 by 11. Okay. So, his cost price is 9000 by 11, but what is he selling at? He is selling at, assuming it is the same cost price, it is 1000 rupees. It is 1000 rupees. So, his profit will be selling price, which is 1000 minus 9000 by 11 by 9000 by 11 into 100%. Okay. So, this actually shows us the profit. This is a rather rudimentary way to solve such kinds of problems. Okay. What is the best way? It is to take multiplication factor approach. Multiplication factor approach. Okay. How shall we use multiplication factor? Okay. I will give you a small instance. Okay. We write multiplication factor as, multiplication factor is nothing but final value by initial value, final value by initial value. Okay. So, suppose this is cost price is our initial value. Okay. He is marking up, or he is selling at a higher price. Now, do not worry about this factor. Okay. So, he is selling at some selling price. If the selling price is greater, case 1, okay, case 1, if the selling price is greater, what will he get? He will get profit. Okay. If the selling price is greater, he will get profit. For selling price to be greater, what is the nature of this factor? You are multiplying your cost price with some factor, which is giving you the selling price, and your selling price value is much more than the cost price value. So, can you tell me the nature of this factor? Okay. As some of you are telling, the nature of this factor is, it should be greater than 1. It should be greater than 1. Nature of multiplication factor. Okay. In the same way, suppose he is selling at a loss. Loss is nothing but your selling price is lesser than the cost price. Now, selling price is lesser. How do you define this factor? We generally call this multiplication factor, right? And multiplication factor is defined as final value by initial value. What is the final thing here? Final thing is SP. Okay. Initial thing is CP. So, this multiplication factor has to be of this form. Now, you see, loss, this multiplication factor, okay, loss multiplication factor should be less than 1. Okay. This multiplication factor should be less than 1. So, from this we can derive one observation. If we need profit, what should happen? In your factor ratio, the numerator has to be greater than the denominator. Then only your multiplication factor value will be greater than 1, and this will lead to profit. Okay. So you need not remember the whole background here, but just remember that for profit to be obtained, the fraction that we are multiplying with has to have a higher numerator than the denominator. Okay. For profit to happen, the numerator is higher than the denominator. Okay. Next, for loss is just reverse of this. Denominator has to be greater than the numerator in the multiplication factor. Just remember these two things, you will sail through this. Now let us use the same example that we have used previously. Okay. 1000 kg, he is selling at the same cost price. Okay. The shopkeeper bought, or he cheated by rigging the weighing balance to measure 1100 grams for 1 kg, and he cheated the customer by rigging the balance to measure 900 grams for 1 kg. You see, the overall profit is as this: cost price into, see, he has the whole multiplication factor has two steps here. One step is his gain by cheating the wholesaler, and second one is his gain by cheating the customer. So the overall equation will have two factors, one corresponding to his gain from the wholesaler and another one corresponding to his gain from the customer, his gain from cheating the customer. So he is cheating the wholesaler, that means he should get some profit, right? And just now we have discussed that for profit to happen, the multiplication factor should have a greater numerator, than the denominator. Okay. So you see, just consider the values that are involved here: 1100 grams and 1000 grams, 1100 grams and 1000 grams. So I need to, because he is gaining from this, so I need to have a multiplication factor greater than 11. How can I make? Just simply ask yourself, how can I make a fraction using these two values? Okay. Whose value is greater than 1? Can I write this as 1100 by 1000? 1100 by 1000. Okay. Now, so the factor for profit from the wholesaler is done. Now do the same with this. Okay. Now because of this cheating, he is still gaining some profit, right? He is still gaining some profit. So what are the multiplication factor that we put here? Multiplication factor that we put here should be greater than 1. And see the variables involved. 1000 is on one side, 900 is on another side. 1000 is on one side, 900 is on another side. So I should create a factor in such a way that it should be greater than 1. How can I make a fraction using these two, 1000 and 900? 1000 and 900, which is greater than 1. I can write this as 1000 by 900. 1000 by 900. So this 1000 gets cancelled, this 1000 gets cancelled. So it becomes Cp into 11 by 9 is equals to Sp. Okay. Now just, I hope now you are, because in the last session we dealt with how to see profit nothing but as a relationship between cost price and selling price. Now form your cost price and selling price. Cp into 11 by 9 is equals to SP. So what will be your CP by SP? It will be nothing but 9 by 11. So if your cost price is 9 units, he is selling them at 11 units. So what is the profit? 2 by, you need to calculate the profit percentage here. It is 2 by how much? Cost price is 9. So 2 by 9 into 100%. We all know 1 by 9 is 11.11%. So 2 by 9 will be 22.22%. So his overall profit is 22.22%. 22.22%. Excuse me. You see how simpler this is? Okay. Just follow the logic that we have discussed in the second method. Okay. All such type of problems are much more easier. And why I had to take this topic is, once you get acclimatized with thinking in terms of multiplication factor, this is going to not only going to make your thinking process faster, it will also help you in you dealing with percentages better, in you dealing with profit and loss better, in you dealing with simple and compound interest better. So since this is the base for which has an extensive benefits in all the 3 chapters, okay, master this and you will see the benefits overflowing in all the 3 chapters of percentages, profit and loss, and simple and compound interest. I hope you got the theory behind the method 2. Always method 2 is much more easier than the first method, where you are calculating for 1 gram and seeing the profit. Okay. Always the second method, which is multiplication factor, is much more easier, and I want you to all solve by that way. Okay. Now we have discussed the theory. Now let us solve some problems. Okay. The format is going to remain the same. I am going to dictate you the problem. Okay. Pause the video. Once the question gets done, solve for yourself. Please do not see this like you watch a movie or a series. Okay. Solve for yourself, put that extra effort, put that mental strain. Okay. And unpause the video and then only see my solution. Please do not see my solution without solving for yourself. That is the better way, or that is the best way to gain maximum from this session. Okay. So here we go with the first question. Okay. A dishonest trader, a dishonest trader marks up his goods. A dishonest trader marks up, that means he has increased the price of his goods. Marks up his goods by 100%. Marks up his goods by 100%. Marks up his goods by 100%. Okay, 100%. He cheats the wholesaler. He cheats the wholesaler by 20%. He cheats the wholesaler by 20%. That means, what does this mean? He is paying for 1000 grams, or for simplicity's sake, he is paying for 100 grams, but he is taking material worth 1200. He is taking the material worth 1200. Okay. And he cheats his customer. He cheats his customer. He cheats his customer by 10%. He cheats his customer by 10%. He cheats his customer by 10%. Find his overall profit percentage. Find his overall profit percentage. Find his overall profit percentage. This is a sign for you to pause the video, solve for yourself, and we'll see the answer in just a few seconds. I hope every one of you have solved this. No. Same. Think in terms of multiplication factor. Okay. He is bearing some cost. He is bearing some cost and he is selling at. He is bearing some cost and he is selling at some other cost. Okay. So whatever the manipulations we do has to be captured in terms of factors. Has to be captured in terms of factors. If the factor value is greater than 1, he is going to get profit. If the factor value is less than 1, he is going to get loss. Okay. Now, see how many factors are involved. 1, he is marking up. Action 1 is he is marking up his cost price. Next, he is cheating the wholesaler. Second one, and he is cheating his customer. Third one. Okay. And he is cheating his customer. So corresponding to this, we should have 3 factors. We should have 3 factors. Okay. So mark up by 100%. That means he is increasing the cost by 100%. So what will be the multiplication factor here? Since he is increasing by 1, suppose if the initial cost is 1, he is increasing by 100%. That means he is increasing another 1. So that overall the final value is going to be 2. So 2 by initial value. Always your multiplication factor is final value by initial value. Final value by initial value. Next, he cheats the wholesaler by 20%. What is 20%? Same. Okay. I have been focusing on this from the first session itself. Always be dynamic when you deal with percentages. Always be dynamic when you deal with percentages. Convert your percentage to fraction, which is 20% is nothing but 1 by 5. 20% is nothing but 1 by 5. So he is cheating. He is cheating his wholesaler by 1 unit out of 5 units. He is cheating his wholesaler by 1 unit out of 5 units. What does this mean? How does he cheat the wholesaler? He will take more than he has paid for. That means, what does this mean? Out of 5 units, he is cheating by 1 unit. That means he is cheating. He is taking 6 units, but he is only paying for 5 units. Okay. Always your numerator is, take this as an crude sign or a mnemonic. Whatever that is present in the numerator is the quantity, or is the quantity that the shopkeeper has. Okay. So 1 by 5. So 6, he is taking quantity worth 6, but he is paying only for 5. So the factor for the wholesaler is 6 by 5. The factor for the wholesaler is 6 by 5. Next, the factor for customer. He is cheating by 10%. 10% is 1 by 10. 10% is 1 by 10. Now, can you tell me the factor for this? He is cheating his customer. He is cheating his customer by 1 unit out of 10 units. How does he cheat his customer? He cheats his customer by giving less. By giving less than what the customer paid for. The customer paid for 10. The customer paid for 10, but he is only giving him 9. So what will be the factor? Always think, what is the shopkeeper getting? What is always, all these numerators are those factors which the shopkeeper gets. Out of 10 and 9, what is the shopkeeper getting? The shopkeeper is getting 10, but he is only giving 9. So whatever he gets, it will be in the numerator. Whatever he gives, it will be in the denominator. So this will be 5 2s are 10, 3 2s and 3 3s. If we simplify this, it becomes Cp into 2 2s are 4, 2 cube 8. 8 by 3 is equals to selling price. From this, what can we judge? Your Cp is 3. Your Cp is 3, but your selling price is 8. What is the profit? Profit is 5 units out of 3 units into 100%. 5 by 3 is nothing but 1 plus 2 by 3. So his whole profit percentage is 166.66%. 166.66%. Okay. 166.66%. I hope this is clear. Now because this is introduction, I have only introduced 3 factors, okay, but we can further complicate it by using n number of factors, okay, which will up the ante in the further questions. Now, ready for the second one? Same. A dishonest shopkeeper marks up by 75%. A dishonest shopkeeper marks up his goods by 75%, okay, and gives a discount of, okay, marks up by 75% and gives a discount of 37.5%. 37.5% and gives a discount of 37.5%. 37.5%. Okay. He cheats his wholesaler. He cheats his wholesaler by 16.66%. He cheats his wholesaler by 16.66%. He cheats his customer. He cheats his customer by 43.75%. 43.75%. He cheats his customer by 43.75%. He cheats his customer by 43.75%. What is his profit, his overall profit percentage? What is his overall profit percentage? What is his overall profit percentage? Kindly pause the video, okay, solve for yourself, and then we'll see the solution in just a few seconds. I hope most of you have solved this. Now let us see the answer. So I have just complicated it by including a factor for discount. So profit, always profit is nothing but a relationship between cost price and selling price. Now we should manufacture a factor for each of the 4 actions that has been given here. Okay. So markup is by 75%. 75% is nothing but 3/4. That means out of 4 units, he has increased by 3 units. So what is the new one? Okay, 4 units initially and he has increased by 3 units. So the final value is 7. So the multiplication factor for this is 7 by 4. Next, discount of 37.5%. How can I write 37.5%? It is 3 into 12.5%. It is 3 into 12.5%. 12.5% is 3 by, okay, sorry, 12.5% is 1 by 8. 1 by 8 is 12.5% and 3, that means he is giving a discount of 3 units on a base of 8 units. So what is the actual price? He is discounting 3 units on account of 8 units. So actual price will be 5 by 8. 8 minus 3, which is 5 by 8. So because you see here, let me write this in a different way. 5 by 8. You see what is happening here? The same discussion that we have seen. If somebody gets profit, the corresponding factor has to be greater than 1 because he is giving discount. Discount is a loss making move. Okay. So whenever you give discount, that means you are foregoing your collection. So whenever he gives a discount, he needs to face a loss. So the corresponding multiplication factor should have less than 1. Next, he cheats the wholesaler by 16.66%. 16.66% is nothing but 1 by 6. Okay. So 1 by 6. He is cheating the wholesaler. How will he cheat the wholesaler? By taking more than what he paid for. 6, he is cheating by 1 unit. That means he is taking 7 units, but he is only paying for 6 units. So for the wholesaler, it is 7 by 6. For the wholesaler, it is 7 by 6. And he is cheating the customer by 43.75%. He is cheating the customer by 43.75%. To simplify this, always compare in reference with the most comfortable whole percentage. 43.75% is nearer to what? 50%. And how much is this less? 50 minus of 6.25%, right? 6.25%. 43.75 plus 6.25 is 50%. Okay. So can I write 50% as 1 by 2? 50% as 1 by 2 minus of 6.25%. 6.25% is nothing but 1 by 16. 1 by 16. So if you do the calculation, it is nothing but 7 by 16. Sorry, this is 1 by 16. It is nothing but 7 by 16. So he is cheating his customer by 7 by 16. So how does he cheat? One cheat customer. Customer is being cheated by giving less than what is received. So what is the factor here? It is 7 by 16. So he is taking the price for 16 units, but he is giving by 7 units less. So what is he actually giving to the customer? 16 minus 7, which is 9. Okay, but what is he actually taking from the customer? 16 units. So implementing this in terms of a fraction will give us units. He is taking 16 units. Okay, but he is giving to the customer only 9 units. He is giving to the customer only 9 units. So this becomes our SP. Now, okay, 4 4s are 16, 4 2s are 8. So overall this becomes cost price into 7 into 5 into 7 into, okay, 7 into 5 into 7, 7 into 5 into 7 by 2 into 6 into 9, 12 by it is equals to SP. So CP is 49 into 5 is 12 into 9 is equals to selling price. So this becomes 12 nines are not at 49 5s are 24, 245. Okay, this is equals to SP. So CP is 108 and your SP is 245. So what is the profit? Profit is 137. Yes, profit is 137 on a factor of 108 to 100. So 100 108 108 is 100%. 108 plus 19, no, 29 by 108. So approximately 30s and this is hundreds. Okay. So this will be 134%. Okay, profit is around 134%. Okay, now this is the final question, okay, where I have tried to middle with the language that is being presented in the question. Okay, so whatever it is, the basic concept is the same, whether you need to find out for what is the factor that is accounting or what is the factor that is influencing his cost price and selling price and account for that factor. Okay, in the numerator, if he is getting profit, numerator is always greater than the denominator. If he is getting loss, okay, the denominator is lesser than the numerator. Okay, so the last one, okay, the concept is same, just you might hear new terms in this, just focus on what you have, the concept that you have learned, it becomes simpler. A shopkeeper purchases rice. A shopkeeper purchases rice. A shopkeeper purchases rice from a godown. A shopkeeper purchases rice from a godown at a discount of 12.5%. At a discount of 12.5%. A shopkeeper purchases rice from a godown at a discount of 12.5%. In his storage, in his storage because of pests, he loses 10% of the grain in his storage because of pests. Somebody has bought rice from a godown at a discount of 12.5% and next he stores it in his own storage area. Okay, because of storing there, because of some rats or mold, okay, he loses 10% of that. Okay, To make this up, okay, to make for this loss, to make up for this loss, to make for this loss, to make for this loss, okay, to make for this loss, he mixes 10% impurities. 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 Okay. And then he cheats the customer. And then he cheats the customer. And then he cheats the customer. He cheats the customer by tampering the balance, such that it measures 800 grams. He tampers the balance such that it measures 800 grams but shows 1000 grams. But shows 1000 grams. But shows 1000 grams. But shows 1000 grams. Okay. But shows 1000 grams. What is his overall profit percent? 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 Pause the video, solve for yourself, and then we'll see the answer in a few seconds. The whole question is, a shopkeeper buys from a wholesaler. A shopkeeper buys from a wholesaler at a discount of 12.5%. At a discount of 12.5%, and he loses 10%. And he loses 10% due to storage issues. He loses 10% due to storage issues. And then he mixes, to make up for the loss, he mixes impurities to the scale of 10%. To make up for loss, he mixes impurities for 10%. To make up for a loss, he mixes impurities for a scale of 10%. Okay. And he cheats the customer, by tampering the weighing balance. He cheats the customer by tampering the weighing balance in a such a way that it measures only 800 grams. It measures only 800 grams but shows 1000 grams. When you weigh 800 grams on it, it shows 1000 grams. Okay. What is his overall profit percentage? What is his overall profit percentage? What is his overall profit percentage? Now, although we hear percentages in new languages, but the basic principle is one and the same. Okay. We need to introduce a factor. We need to introduce the multiplication factor for each of the actions that are being taken. Each of the actions that are being taken. So from godown, okay, from his wholesaler godown, he got a discount of 12.5%. 12.5% is 1/8. Tell me, is this discount profitable for him? Is this discount profitable for him or loss for him? Discount is always good for, because he is getting from the wholesaler. So this discount is good. That means he should earn a profit from this. So 12.5% is 1/8. 12.5% is 1 by 8. 12.5% is 1 by 8. Now the factors involved are 8 and discount of 1. See, how much is he getting? He is getting 8, but he is only paying for 8 minus 1, which is 7. Okay. So always the numerator is what he gets. So it is 8 units here, 7 units here. 8 units in the numerator and 7 units in the denominator. Okay. Next. Because of PES, he loses 10%. Tell me, is this a profit making move or a loss making move? 10%. Because PES have eaten this, it is loss making. So 10% is 1 by 10. So since this is loss making, okay, now the factor will be 9 by 10. Okay. Next, to make up for the loss, what does he do? He adds impurities. He adds impurities. Okay. So is this profit making for the shopkeeper or loss making? Impurities is you are increasing the quantity, but you are selling at the same price. So this becomes 10% is 1 by 10. Since it is profitable, it becomes 11 by 10. The factor is 11 by 10. And he cheats his customer by tampering the weighing balance. Okay. The weighing balance weighs or measures 800 grams but shows 1000 grams. Measures 800 grams but shows 1000 grams. So how is he cheating the customer? The customer has paid the shopkeeper for 1000 grams, but what is he giving to the customer? He is giving only 800 grams. Because this is a profit making, okay, I can simplify it to 10 by 8. Now the whole factor is going to be CP into 8 by 7 9 by 10, 11 by 10. By 10 into 10 by 8. 10 by 8. This is SP. Okay. So let's take out the commons here. 8 gone, 10 gone. So this becomes CP into 99 by 70 is equals to SP. Okay. So the CP is 70, CP cost price is 70, selling price is 99. So what is the profit? 29 by cost. Profit is always measured with reference to cost price into 100%. If it would have been 3 by 7, okay, it would have been 57.14%, but since this is less, okay, so approximately the profit percentage is 57%. Okay. 3 by 7 is nothing but 57.14, but we have, it is 1 unit less in 70 parts. So approximately the profit percentage will be, okay, 57%. The profit percentage will be 57%. Okay. I hope this is clear. The main takeaway that I want you to take from today's session is, think in terms of whenever you see any percentage or its associated topics like profit and loss, simple interest and compound interest, or even in averages or ratios. Okay, always, if it is feasible, take the multiplication factor approach. Take the multiplication factor approach. You will arrive at the answer much more faster than any method you take. given that it is possible to take the multiplication factor approach. Okay. So with this we will conclude this session, and the next session is going to be, okay, we have seen enough of, I think, percentages and profit and loss. Okay. I hope you got into the groove of how these sessions are going to be now. Okay. From the next session onwards, we are going to focus on the primero uno of CSAT problems on number system. Okay. If you see from the year that CSAT felt difficult to students, it has always been because of the increase in the number of problems which focused on number systems. Okay. So from the next session onwards, we will see beautiful topics, beautiful niche topics, okay, which you might not have seen before on number systems. Okay. The aim of all these sessions is to stay a step ahead of UPSC questions, because most of the time many of the coaching centers, what they do is chase. Even we do that, because that is how, okay, once we get a new type of questions in CSAT, people make multiple patterns of the same questions and they come in mocks. Okay, these sessions are an attempt to get a step ahead of UPSC. Okay, so I hope you have learned much from this session. Okay, from the next session we'll start with number systems. If you have any doubts, please ask. Okay, so we'll end the session here. It was a good time teaching you. In the next session, we'll meet with niche topics on number systems. Thank you.
नारायण सर ने कॉल किया था सर।